want to talk about some shit tonight. This is a true story. It happened at 61st and Yale at Warren 1 building about 11 years ago. And while I worked there, I was director of IT, so second IT guy to get up here tonight. And something about IT and shit. So in IT, we do two things. The information technology, we make people productive, employees productive through technology. And we keep secrets because we see everything. We manage everything from servers to cell phones, and we see all the stupid stuff people do and the stuff they save and the places they go. And if it's not illegal and it doesn't hurt the company, then we keep our mouths shut. So one day the receptionist calls me to the front desk and says she has a situation. So I go up there, and she needed me there immediately. I go up there, and she said, "Watch where you step." She points down, she said, "There's poop on the floor." And I said, "Well, call maintenance. It's not plugged in, it's not my job." And she said, "Well, I am calling maintenance, but I need you to investigate." And she points down the hallway, and she said, "Because there's more." And about every 6 feet, there is this golf ball size dollop of poo. And this is not just normal poo. I mean, it smells like poo, but it's caramel colored. It's shiny. It looks like caramel ice cream. So I'm following this down this hallway. This is a long hallway. It's actually a bridge that goes across the lobby. And I'm following this down the hallway. And of course, I'm in a ridiculous situation, so I'm thinking of ridiculous things. And I'm thinking, if Hansel and Gretel had applied this method instead of the breadcrumbs, been a totally different story. They could have gone back to their house with their eyes closed, just follow their nose. So I follow these dollops of poo, and I mean, it goes on for a long way, and it turns and it goes to the men's room. And outside the men's room, I mean, you can smell that there's something major going on in there. It's a huge men's room, and you can smell it. And there's about 3 guys daring each other to go into the men's room to see what that smell's coming from. And I ran them off, said, "Go back to your desk. We're going to find out it's probably an employee, and they're sick. I mean, really sick, because they've crapped all the way down the hallway." And so I opened up the door, and I said, my voice is trembly because I opened up the door, and the stink is so bad it made the air hot. I mean, it's just, I don't know if you've ever smelled anything that bad, but it made the air hot. That's all I can, you have to experience it to know what I'm talking about. And so I just step in the door. I've got the door open because, God, I don't want to be trapped in there. And there's crap all over the floor. It's everywhere. I mean, and there's smears in the floor where the person's walked back and forth from the handicap stall to the paper towels because 2-ply wasn't cutting it. And so I just yelled back. I said, "Hey, you doing okay back there?" I mean, it's the most ridiculous statement you can make. Obviously, this is not a good moment for this guy. And the guy says, "Duke, is that you?" And instantly I know it's Dan. And so this is an employee, and I'm going, "Oh my God, I know the person." We were hoping it was like a guest. And I said, "Yeah, man." And I mean, I just don't know what to say. And he says, "How did you know I was back here?" And I wanted to say something really cool. You have those moments where you want to say the thing that, is a cool thing. I want to say, well, I just sensed a disturbance in the force. What I said was, "Dude, you shit for over 100 feet. You shit all over the second floor." And I instantly regretted it. You feel bad. So there's dead silence, not dead silence. There's still flushing and the sounds of stew going through a squirt bottle. But he's not talking. And I said, "Man, is there anything I can do?" And he said, "Well, would you go get my stuff and help me get out of the building?" And so I did, and he did, and no one knew that he was the source of this crapocalypse. So I go back to the front desk, to the receptionist, and the maintenance guy standing there with a can of Spot Shot and about 3 paper towels. And I said, "Oh, dude, this is not going to cut it." So I take him down. I'm showing him each of the dollops and pointing out, the caramel color and how it's kind of weird. And he's I found out he's a really religious man because I've not heard "Oh my God" said so much outside of a revival tent. And we get to the bathroom, and I said, "It's really bad in here, okay?" And he's kind of he's a shorter guy. Well, everybody's shorter compared to me, but he's shorter, and he's kind of a nervous guy, and so we walk in, and he instantly starts freaking out and saying stuff like, "It's never going to be clean again. It's never going to be clean again. It's going to be clean again." I said, "Well, I haven't been all the way back. I mean, this is as far as I've gone. This is like right in the door, and because I didn't want to have that all over my shoes." And so we go back to the handicap stall. I said, "It's probably really bad back here," and it was horrible. It's like a crap grenade had gone off in there. So he says, "Well, I can't do this." I said, "Well, yeah, I didn't think so, but." So we call this one of those disaster cleanup companies. They come in their disposable suits and the gas mask and everything, and 5 hours and a shitload of shit-eating enzymes later, which I didn't know that you had sprays that you spray on this stuff and it eats the shit, and then you just scoop it up or you vacuum it up. But after that, the second floor is clean. Dan is gone for 4 weeks on vacation. And when he comes back, he realizes nobody knows that he's the one who shit all over the second floor and that I had kept it a secret. So he comes down to see me after he's been there about 6 hours, and nobody said, "Dude, you shit all over the second floor." And he says, "Man, thank you. I appreciate it." I said, "Man, we don't tell this. Nobody else's business but us, because we now got this thing." And so I said, "I got to know what the hell happened." And turns out he'd made up a diet for himself. He was kind of a heavyset guy. And he was eating a coffee mug full of peanut butter 3 times a day. And that's it. Caramel color. It wasn't caramel after all. It's peanutty. And he'd been doing it for over a week, and it had done something to him, and he just blew up. And somehow his clenched buttocks and an old pair of briefs and his loose shorts had combined to perfectly replicate the dispensing mechanism of a soft serve machine. So we talk a little bit more, and then we agree never talk about it again. It's our secret. 6 months later, we're in the break room, Dan and I and a bunch of other employees, and one of the ladies is fussing about her son. And he's second grader, and he'd wet his pants on the playground, and she was really upset, and he's too old to be doing that, and that's horrible. And Dan, out of the blue, stands up and says, "Don't be too hard on him. A 45-year-old man can shit his pants at work," and then walks out of the room. And I'm not good at hiding my emotions or anything, so I must have made a face when he did that, like, "Dude, you just gave up our secret," because all the employees were looking at me with that. Because they know light bulbs are going off everywhere. They all know, they're looking at me, looking at him, looking at me, going, they all know who was the cause of the situation. And it was like a betrayal. It was like getting broken up over text. We shared this shitty, precious secret together, and he just threw it away. And it felt like crap. And that's my shitty 9-to-5 story. Thank you.